Hello to all. I'm happy to meet you today through this channel to present the beginning of our world tour that we are starting this March in Vienna. The topic is very exciting as it's bringing us to the point of arrival. So how good is to arrive to the end of your deeds, to the end of your goals, and if this goal is a really fulfillment of the dreams, then we could say that it's a good day to meet today. This arrival should be in a way recognized rather than searched for. So looking for a ultimate fulfillment as ourselves as spiritual beings, we are always in search for the eternity, the ultimate truth, this that doesn't pass us. So we have prepared this booklet to follow you onwards from these days that we're gonna meet on our travels. Starting from Vienna, we're gonna meet in Cairo. So hello to all people in Egypt that are there. Waiting for this happening to arrive, and through the Indonesia to end up in Nepal, actually in Lumbini Temple, the birthplace of a Buddha. The task of the ancient masters was always a challenge because it was to present something that cannot be seen anywhere, since it's ever-present and cannot be seen. The mind tries to find how this could then be grasped and caught on. So this brings us to the realizations that we are looking at something that hasn't been born, actually. So from this unborn space, we can realize that what comes and goes into the matter is not eternity, because it's constructed and constrained by time. So what is this timeless in us? This is the question. Shakespeare said, like, to be or not to be or to think, actually. Our beingness is so close that it's easily to miss and it's easily to overlook it, because it's looking from our very eyes. And our search for the truth and for the happiness and well-being, for love, somehow drags us out from what we carry all inside. So how to find something that is nothing is a challenge to be unfolded through this journey. As we are starting this journey today, we have the support of the very life in all of us. Although we are having differences in our bodies, our experiences, our paths, our qualifications, our desires, there is something that it's very common to all the beings. And this is very beingness, as we are human beings. We are beingness in human form. And then there are other kinds of beings which are all around this beautiful planet. This very planet is a being. And what does being means? Being is the very presence that is very life in all of us that we call consciousness or awareness. For the seeker and the mind, this ultimate fulfillment of awakening and to our true self, the very enlightenment, is always imagined as something really, really amazing and spectacular. Something which is full of bursts and fireworks, or the inner fire. And since we have such a high demand on how this should be we miss this sweet sense of the presence that we all carry all the time in us. So Buddha was presenting the same truth, ultimate truth, through the the term which is nothingness, and how to grasp nothingness and how to explain the depth of it to the mind that is used to something. Well, if we are looking for things, then we are going to miss the great nothing, the great void, or the potential of all life, which is vibrating at every moment as life in all of us. So, what is the truth? This that today is and tomorrow is not, and whatever can change could not be considered the ultimate truth. The ultimate truth is one that never changes, that always stays the same, that was here 2,500 years ago, it is going to be there and here in the future, and at this very moment it's present. So this present, that is the gift, is the presence of the ultimate. And now are the days that we are finally ready to come into the fullness of our beingness, to drop the burden of the past, and to enjoy this life with a full momentum, being present to the marvel, the extraordinary expressions of the one spirit in all. And yeah, how to tackle and find that. Basically, it is easier than easy and closer than the close. It's closer than one's nose because it's inside and outside, everywhere, penetrating all life. But if we look for it, if we search, then we are not present as presence. We cannot enjoy the very byproduct, the fragrance, the freshness of the beingness, which is flowering inside, and it's been called as Ananda, the bliss, the fulfillment and contentment of life. When we are fighting for the peace and trying to make a better world, this action has a reaction. From our side, what is right certainly looks different on the other end. If at the day one, when there's a quarrel, the soldiers on both sides, when they wake up in the morning with the sound of a rooster, just notice and see that before the fight there is peace. We shouldn't disturb what's already here or even fight to get to there, because to recognize that clarity, the peace, stillness and the bliss are our natural phase, it's really beginning of being the very grace. Well, from this grace what sprouts outside is spontaneity. It's being the answer for the questions that come. It's being ready for the freshness of the now. It's coming to the attunement with all. And this is easiest to do when we haven't got the plan and haven't got the goal. But remembering the being present, the being gift as the very existence that is in this body, that is having these qualities, and it's having the opportunity to manifest and present how is to live without being attached to our own personal view. So to free ourselves from the personal point of view is really to embrace all other views, or to be that space that encompass all the views. This is what totality really is. So our Poetry of Truth tour is presenting in a beautiful way the conscious play of awareness through the life. In a way, to meet each other, having the same standpoint, seeing our equality in a different wardrobe gives us opportunity to meet and express the gratitude for the very opportunity to meet, for the presence, for the opportunity to speak and share and celebrate the diversity and our differences, because it is all expression of the one and the same spirit that is breathing us all. The one thing that I would really like to clear out is the consciousness interpretation. Humans have developed a really strong mind, explanations around everything, and basically narrowing the grandeur of existence to the one narrow, single point personal view. And everything else is then excluded and lost. In a way, while we are looking for the beauty of the overflowing heart, our willingness to support and help our people to really sense and feel the beauty of the nature, and being grateful to have the chance to walk this ground in this life while this vehicle of the body lasts. We are somehow diluted into the imagining. So the ultimate consciousness must be way somewhere far and wide, and really tangibly further from what is already here and now. So this sort of a belief is somehow putting us into the perspective that is not holistic, but a selective. It's hard to find this subtle voice from the beginning. When we put attention in, it's the stillness, the nothingness within. You cannot catch it, you cannot see it. Inquiry also takes us there. Who are you? The body, the mind, the other parts. And when this cannot be identified, this one that is searching and looking is still present. So if we discard all that we have learned up to this point and all that is going to come, we are in a good way to become aware that we are the one. In this exercise, we can pick up our story later on, but the silence and the stillness of the very presence is our essence. So let's try it on. I don't have a story to tell. I can pick them up later. Now I'm free from all the burden that I connect with me. I have a job and the family, and they are there, but my opinion about this state of affair is transient and changes developing on the moods and other daily grooves. So if we don't conclude or judge what is the state of affair with regards to all and everywhere, we are very well what we are, the presence, the stillness, and this essence which is present all the time. So today is the day, and it's always today. Somehow from now we cannot move away. As much as we try to imagine and to reawaken the past and bring it into the now, we can spoil the chance to live the fullness of the moment somehow, and only in the now we can quench our thirst, our heart goes out into the burst. Only in the now we have the value of the dance, the sweetness of eating, the smell, fragrance. So the tendency to live in the past or future is something that has been picked up and learned by the education, by the families, or a current situation. It's nothing wrong, but if it's not really juicy and sweet, if we are not erupting from contentment and the gratitude, then it's a good opportunity to drop this baggage off and start anew each moment, every breath, fresh, alive, ready for what's at hand. So we are looking for the keys, and they are in our pocket, and definitely it cannot be found outside. The same is with truth that we are. How to find something that you are? There is no way that you are going to get it from this end in that way. So to stop the search and to realize that this stillness is in you and in me, then when I utter next sentence or a thought which differs from yours, this is where the division starts. And following on this line, we can go very far apart, but at every moment we can stop and get to the sameness and to the starting point, the essence of what we are, the peace which sprouts from this, and start anew. So this is an excellent point of view, which can be used in a business model, in a home, whenever there is a quarrel, when the differences grow, when they cannot be appreciated anymore, there is this 0 point that we share all. But knowing that the feelings come and go, we now know a little bit more. This changeless essence that we all share is already here.